Hello guys, I'm in my PJs as you can see, but I received such a clear download this morning. I caught a butterfly. I love that I came up with that, like catching a butterfly. I caught a butterfly today that pertains to a lot of you. And I wanted to jump on here and share this information with you so that you can feel more equipped as you navigate your ascension process. Okay? So what I was being shown is that when you're experiencing a lot of change in your life, when you're starting to make strides and you can see the results, you're like, wow, I'm really advancing myself, and you're excelling in your life. Make sure to be careful as to who you share what with. Who are you going to share that information with? Because if you share that with people who genuinely love you, your family members, your soul family, okay, maybe your galactic brothers and sisters who want to see you thrive, who want to see you excel in life, who want to build you, who want to support you, who want nothing from you. Okay, and that's a key right there, because when people want something from other people, they usually they harbor jealousy and they harbor envy, and they still go into possessiveness or competitiveness. So what I was being shown is, if you're experiencing victories in your life, it's completely okay to share it with your family, with the people that you wholeheartedly trust, and the people who have your back. But if you go out and you share that information with an acquaintance or someone who might be a good person, because remember, at the core of who we are all from source, from creator source, from source, from source consciousness. So we're all light beings deep down, but a lot of us have gotten, I guess, entrenched in the third dimensional time-space reality, where we have a lot of heavy energies attached to us. We may have entities that are still very much latched onto us. They're like little parasites or little bacteria that latch onto your auric field. So if you share that information with people who haven't done the shadow work, they may be amazing people, okay? They could mean well, but because they haven't really done that internal work, they still have limiting beliefs. They still have limiting perceptions. They may still go into this tailspin of envy, of jealousy, of competitiveness, of unworthiness. When you share that information with those people, you can be an extremely powerful spiritual warrior, a rainbow warrior, an indigo warrior, and you've built a certain immunity towards those energies. So the chances of you being under psychic attack are slim to none. But the vision I got today is that you're going to be linking your energy together with theirs. And even though you might be super strong and super impervious to negative energy, you're still inviting that into your field of consciousness. So imagine like a tube that's connecting with them. They might be an amazing person, but they might have a few entities attached to them, or certain potholes of unconsciousness, things that they haven't really addressed or tended to. Well, what's going to happen is all the negative thoughts they have after you leave the room or after you get off the phone, it's going to send out like a frequency weapon. It's going to send out like almost like these bullets that are trying to attack you or aim to bring you back down. And again, you may not be superstitious, so it may not actually impact your life in a negative fashion, but you've still linked yourself with that person, which you have to hold yourself responsible for, obviously, because as spiritual warriors, it's what we do. We hold ourselves responsible for who we connect with. We hold ourselves responsible for where we share our pristine energy, for who we give our power to, and so forth and so forth. The other thing I just got now, sidebar, if you're sharing a victory with someone who is still operating under lack, it's probably not the loving thing to do. It's not the oneness frequency thing to do, because then you're just kind of bringing up their own traumas and you're bringing up their fear-based beliefs. On one hand, you could say that that's fine because you're acting as a catalyst for them to finally, once and for all, address these things that they've been shoving down all these years. But I'm more of the belief of like, that's not my job to awaken people and to like, add fuel to the fire. That's not my job. I'm not here to go out and like, here, like, look at what I'm doing. And then you trigger everyone's darkness, which is valid from one viewpoint. You know me, I'm not like, I don't do the light dark thing, but it's valid from one viewpoint, because then you're acting as a catalyst for them to finally interface with that particular energy that they've been avoiding or ignoring or evading or trying to outrun, and they're having to finally, once and for all, look at it if they so choose. Again, they'll be faced with a choice whether they don't have to face that energy, but you're giving them an opportunity. But I would say steer away from that right now, because our job is not to force people into action or force people to get a therapist or force people to have a horrible day so that they can then cry and get mad. Like, that's not our job. Like, they will come to their own inner understanding or their inner standing on their own time. So if you share information with people who have a high light quotient, but they haven't really addressed those darker areas within them, then it's very likely that the entities that are attached to them, and there are many ways to interpret this. You could call them entities. You could just say it's the unconscious mind. You could say it's their ego that's then going to lash out, and that's going to send you a certain attack. It's all fine. So it's all the same thing. So those people, don't share that information, because then you're going to be subjecting yourself to a potential attack. Now, again, if you're tuning into this channel, you might be super powerful. You might have thickened your skin. You might have built your immunity, and you have this spiritual helmet on, and nothing can really affect you. I know for me, it takes a lot for me to affect me. Like, even if someone sends me black magic, I've already programmed my field to where it automatically gets reversed. So they're sending themselves the black magic. So that's my inner sorcerer, where I have these electrical fences around my house. No different than if you would have locks in your house, or an alarm clock, or an alarm. If someone tries to send me a spell or cast black magic to me, it automatically gets returned to them. So it bounces off of me and goes back to them. And I've programmed my field to be this way. So it takes a lot for me to be affected by people. However, I want to show up as my best self. I don't want to trigger people's traumas. I also don't want to subject myself to an attack that, even though I may be, I guess you could say I might be impervious to the attack, I've still invited that potentiality into my field. So that was just my message today. It's not a long message, but I feel like it's a pretty important message, because so many of you are transitioning into this new phase in your life. I'm seeing that a lot of you are about to get married. A lot of you are launching businesses. You might be sharing, your readings or your oracle card readings with people, or your tarot, or you might be moving into a different career like photography or art. And you're excited about life now. The energy's turned for us, and the energy is feeling a little more accommodating. It's feeling a little more uplifting and invigorating. I know for me, something changed about a week ago where I felt like, oh, I'm back in my body. I feel like I've been going through so many alterations within my DNA the last 3-4 months, and it feels good to be back in my body. But what I'm getting today, otherwise I wouldn't have felt the impulse to come on here and share this, is that a lot of you are going to be experiencing successes, and you probably feel it already. That, wow, I've turned a page in my life, and I'm on a higher trajectory towards living my dreams, towards achieving my soul's purpose. So just be protective. I don't like the word protective, because then you're protecting against something, so that's not the meaning of my protection in this case. So just know that as I share that. Be protective of this baby that you have in your womb. This baby is the new project. This baby is the new idea. The baby is your mission. The baby is your divine calling. Protect the baby. Okay? Because you probably wouldn't go out and say to someone who can't get pregnant, hey, I'm pregnant, and shove it in their face. Because then it's why would you subject your baby to that? Why would you subject them to that and you to that? So that's the vision I just got right now. Protect the baby that you have in your womb, because that baby is precious. And everything that you're working on right now and everything that you're working towards is precious. So be protective of this energy. And again, not protection from a fear place, but tread sensibly, tread cautiously, because a lot of people are still in the 3D and they don't have the tools to be happy for you yet. So be aware of this. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you share and subscribe.